Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ascar, and if you are new here, please subscribe and click the notification bell. So in today's tutorial we are going to learn how to crochet this crochet ribbed beanie. It's a very simple beanie to make, and what I love about this beanie is that there is no curving or coiling at the tip of your hat. So if you are struggling with that when you are making your beanies, this tutorial is for you. So this is how it's going to look like. You see what I'm saying? There's no curving or coiling at the top here. It's very neat and it's very simple to make. So you can make it in a plain color if you want, or you can make it in two colors like the way I've made mine. So I made two already, a black and a brown one. So we're going to make this one together. And if you want a big one, a longer one, because this is just small, it's a fitting one. So if you want a longer one, you're going to consider making more chains. Okay, so let us get to it. So for the materials, you're going to need a 4.5mm crochet hook, a pair of scissors, a darning needle, and yarn. So for the yarn, I'm going to use these two shades of colors, and this will be the major color. So we are using Robin. It's a 100% acrylic. It's a Kenyan brand, and it's a fingering weight yarn. So we are going to double our strand, but I would recommend you use any other medium weight yarn, single strand. So let us start. So I forgot to mention that you're also going to need a tape measure, and you're going to make this size. This is just a normal adult size, and it measures 8.5 inches, and in width it measures, if you stretch it, it measures 21 inches, which is a normal adult head circumference. Okay, so let us begin. So you're not going to begin with the major color. The major color is the brown one. So I'm just going to begin with this. So you're going to make a knot. That way. And you're going to make chains that will exceed 9 inches. So we're going to take the measurements on our first row and we'll undo the extra. Okay? So go ahead and make your chains. So if you want a longer one, you can go ahead and make as many chains as you want. Just measure it after you are done. I'm done with my chains. So this chains measures more than 9 inches. You see, it measures 11 inches. Now let us start the first row. So you're going to insert your hook into the second chain from the hook and make a single crochet. So you're going to pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through the two. So that is a single crochet. Go to the next chain with another single crochet. So insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through the two. So that is another single crochet. So you're going to keep placing one single crochet in each chain until the end of the row. And I'm going to meet you at the end of the row. I'm done with my first row, and this is how it looks like. Now let's go ahead and measure it, and do not stretch your work while taking the measurements. Just place it down flat. Okay, just that way. Just place it down, don't stretch it. So if you're working with the same size that I'm making here, it measured 8.5 inches. So you're going to work with 9 inches. The half measurement will be covered by the curving of the hat at the top. Okay, so you're going to work with 9 inches. So my 9 inches is here. So I'm just going to undo the extra. That way. And now I have my 9 inches. Don't stretch your work while taking the measurements. Okay, now let us go to the second row. So I'm going to undo this later. So let us go to the second row. So if you're using one color, you're just going to continue from here. But I'm going to change the color to a different color. So I'm just going to undo this last stitch. That way. Just make your single crochet, but don't finish it, and you're going to introduce the next color. So you're going to finish your single crochet with the next color. That way. And you've already attached it. Now let us go to the second row. You're going to chain one, turn your work. And you're going to do one single crochet back loop in each stitch till the end of the row. So you're going to insert your hook into the first stitch, back loop with a single crochet, go to the next stitch, back loop, with a single crochet. So you're going to keep placing 1 single crochet in each back loop until the end of the row. That way. So keep placing your 1 single crochet in each stitch, back loops only, and I'm going to meet you at the end of the row. I'm almost getting to the end of my second row, and I'm done with the second row. So this is how it looks like. Now let us go to the third row. You're going to chain 1, turn your work, and you're going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch, back loop only, and you're going to do this until you have 2 stitches left. Okay, so 1 single crochet in each stitch, back loop only until you have 2 stitches left. Don't get to the end of the row. So I'm going to meet you when you are almost at the end of your row. I'm almost at the end of my row, and I'm done with the third row. So I have 2 stitches left here, this one and this one. Okay, so just leave those 2 alone. Now let us go to the fourth row. You're going to chain 1, turn your work, and you're going to repeat what we did on the second row. So place 1 single crochet in each stitch, back loop only until the end of the row. So it's actually very simple to make, and it's going to look very neat when you're done. So continue, and you're going to meet at the end of the row. I'm almost at the end of my fourth row. So I'm done with my fourth row, and this is how it looks like. Now let us go to the fifth row. You're going to chain 1, turn your work, and you're going to repeat what we did on the third row. So you're going to leave 2 stitches untouched on this side. So let us do that. Place 1 single crochet in each stitch, back loops only, so keep doing that, and you're going to leave 2 stitches untouched. So I'm going to meet you at that point. At the end of my fifth row, and I've left 2 stitches untouched here and here. So this is how it looks like at this point. So you're going to repeat the same pattern. Go to the sixth row and repeat what you did on the second row. Okay, just chain 1, turn your work, and do 1 single crochet in each stitch till end of row. Then you go to the next row, which is the 7th row, and you're going to repeat what we did on the third row. So you're going to chain 1, turn your work, and work 1 single crochet in each stitch, back loop only, until you have 2 stitches here. You're not going to do on the 2 stitches. So just repeat the same pattern, and you're going to meet on row number 10. Okay, so stop on row number 10, and you're going to meet at that point. I'm done with my 10 rows, and this is how it looks like. So 1 2 3 4 5. So these are 10 rows. Now let us go to the 11th row together. So you're going to chain 1 and turn, and now you're going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch, back loop until the end. You're not going to leave any stitch behind. So do that, and you're going to meet at this end. Don't leave any stitch, just do up to the end. I'm at this end, so you see I have not left any stitch. Now you're going to continue up to this point. So go to the next available stitches, which are these ones here. Here we have 2 stitches here, so insert your hook into the back loop, and you're going to do a single crochet and into the next one. So we are done with that. Now you're going to come to this one. So the next are these 2 back loops, single crochets, and the last ones are these 2. So you're going to place 1 single crochet here and into the last one. So if you're using the same color, you just go ahead and finish this single crochet, but since I'm using 2 colors, I'm going to switch the color from here. So this is how it looks like at this point. It looks nice. Now you're going to change the color, so don't cut your yarn. You're just going to pick this one, and finish your single crochet with it, and you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. Now let us go to the row number 12. So you're going to do your single crochets back loops in each stitch until the end. So don't work on this chain 1, just start from this and place your 1 single crochet in each stitch until the end. And when you get to the end, you're going to chain 1 and do your 1 single crochet in each stitch up to this other end, and I'm going to meet you at this point. So I'm going to meet you on row number 13. I'm almost getting to the end of my 13th row, and this is how it looks like. Now let us go to the 14th row. So from the 14th row, it's just like repeating from the 2nd row and just doing the same thing up to the 14th row. So this last stitch, I need to finish it with the next color, not unless you're using just one color. Okay, so I'm going to leave this and I'm going to pick the dark color and just finish my single crochet with it that way. Now we can continue. So you're going to chain 1, turn your work, and you're going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch, back loops until the end of the row, and I'm going to meet you at the end of the row. I'm done with my 14th row, and this is how it looks like. So you're going to go to the 15th row, and in the 15th row you're going to chain 1, turn your work, and do 1 single crochet in each stitch, and when you get to this end you're going to leave 2 stitches. So it's just like repeating what you did on the 3rd row. Then when you go to the 16th row, you're going to repeat what you did on the 4th row. Okay, so keep alternating between the 3rd and the 4th row until you have 9 rows of this dark color. Okay, so in between these light colors you're going to do 10 rows of the dark color. So you're going to work until you have the 9 rows. Then I'm going to meet you at that point and just repeat what we did here. Then you're going to continue by yourself. I'm done working on 9 rows of the dark color. So now I'm on row number 22. Okay, so now let's go to row 23, and on row 23 we are going to repeat what we did on this row, the 11th row. Okay, so let us do it. You're going to chain 1 and turn your work, and you're going to do your 1 single crochet in each stitch, and you're not going to leave any stitch here, just work up to the end, and I'm going to meet you at that point. Remember, back loops only. I'm at the end. So when you get to the end, you're just going to skip to these 2 stitches that we left here. So go to the next one, which is this one, back loops, make your single crochet, go to the next, go to the next. So you're going to do this until the end. Now I'm at the end. So the amount of stitches that we have here is the same amount of stitches that we started with. Okay, so if you want to confirm, just go ahead and count, and also count here. Okay, so this is how it looks like. Now let's go to the next row. You're going to switch the color. So I'm just going to undo this up to halfway. Then don't cut your yarn, just pick this one from where you left and finish your stitch with it that way. Chain 1 and do your single crochets in each stitch until the end. So let me just explain now from here. I think you have the idea of what you're going to do from here. So when you get to the end of the row, you're going to chain 1, turn back, and you're going to come up to the end with this color. Then you're going to switch the color to the dark color, do your single crochets and come back, and you're going to leave 2 stitches. Then repeat the same thing until you have 9 rows of the dark color. Then on the last row of the dark color, which is the 10th row, you're just going to work up to the end. Okay, then you switch the color and just repeat the same thing. So you're going to do that until you have the size that you want. So I'm going to work with a head circumference of 21 inches, and your total rows should be in even number. Okay, and the last row should be in this color. Okay, so continue, and you're going to meet when you're almost done, because the last few rows will not be the same amount as this, since I'm working with 66 rows in total. So let me just show you with this one. I already made this one. So let me try to elaborate with this one. Though it's a black color, it's not very clear, but you can see it that way. So you can see here we have 10 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So we have 10 rows here, but this was the last one. So on this last one we have 1, 2, 6 rows. We have 6 rows. Okay, so we just did the same thing, and on the last row I just switched the yarn to this to the white color and finished with it and joined my my beanie with that white color. That's why you can't see where it was joined. It's just kind of the same. Okay, so continue with yours, and you're going to meet after we are done with the beanie. Then you're going to take the measurements and join. I'm almost done working with the rows, so I just wanted to check back on you, because I'm done working with the 10 rows of the dark color in between the light color. So we have 10 rows in each, but the last one is not going to be 10, because I told you I wanted 66 rows in total. So right now I do have 61 rows, so I'm left with 5 rows. Okay, so let us go to the next one, but it's not going to look exactly like this, because you're going to do less rows here. Okay, so let us continue, but you're going to measure, so just continue with yours and make sure you measure it when you're done. And when you stretch your work while taking the measurements, it should give you 21 inches. So I'm just going to continue, but I'm going to make 6 rows of the dark color. So you're going to do the decreases, just the same process, but I'm going to work only 6 rows. Then I'm going to meet you at that point. So just continue with yours. It might not be exactly the same. Maybe your tension is a bit tight than mine. So you're going to take the measurements before we join, so that you can know if you can continue with yours or stop the way I stopped mine. So let me do my 6 rows, and not 6 rows, I'm going to do 5 rows, because the last one you're supposed to work up to the end. So I'm going to work 5 rows, and I'm going to meet you at that point. I'm done working with my 5 rows, the 5 rows of the dark color. So you see I just did the same process. So right now I do have 66 rows in total, and I have 2 rows left. You're not going to leave your work like this. So the last row of the dark color, you're going to work all the way to the end. Now the 6th row to the end. Then you're going to pick the light color and work back with 1 row only, and then you're going to join your work. So let us take the measurements at this point. So I'm working with a head circumference of 21 inches. You can just go ahead and measure yours. It's always 21 or 22 inches. The normal adult head circumference. So if you're working, let's say for a man, you can do 22 or 22 and a half. I don't think it can go up to 23. 22 is okay. So I'm going to work with 21. And as you can see, just stretch your work. You see? It's not overstretched, just stretch it a little, not too much. This can go up to 24, trust me. If you stretch it too much, but you don't want to stretch your work too much, so 21 is okay. Now I'm going to go to the last row of the dark color, just work the same process, but now I'm going to work all the way to the end. So I'm going to work into these spaces here and here. Then I'm going to pick the light color and continue, and I'm going to meet you at this point. Then you're going to join our work together. Now I'm done with my rows. Make sure the color that you finish with, this the last row, the color that you use on your last row should be the same with the first row. Okay, the color that you started with. Now let us join our work, because you are done working with the rows. So you can see from just how it looks, this is the right side of your work. This side is the wrong side of your work. Okay, you can see it's not very neat as the other side. So this is the wrong side of your work, and this is the right side of your work. So you're going to fold it this way, the right side inside, and then you're going to join on the wrong side. This is the wrong side. So let us continue. So you're going to chain one and turn. You're going to join using slip stitches. So insert your hook into the first stitch, back loop, and the last stitch here, the chains that you made, pull up a loop, and you're going to pull all through. So that is a slip stitch. Go to the next one, and the next on the other side, pull up, and you're going to do that. You're going to do slip stitch in each of these until the end of the row. Just make sure you join the two together the way I'm doing mine. You see how easy it is. And the good thing about this beanie is that there's no folding at the top here. It's just going to lie flat. You don't need to worry about the folding of your hat like that. So continue with your slip stitches, and I'm going to meet you at the end. I'm done joining my work. So when you get to the end, you're going to chain one and cut a long tail, because you're going to use it to fasten off this end. So you see what we have right now is very small, and that is why you're not going to have any curves at the top here. Okay, so cut a long tail, and you're going to use a darning needle. Use your darning needle to fasten off this end. So make sure all the loose ends should be on this side, the wrong side of your work. And now I'm going to cut this also, because we are done with this one, the dark color. We don't need this anymore. So we're going to use this just to fasten off this space that we have here. So you're going to insert your hook into the top here, these ridges. Okay, I'm just pointing them out because I don't know what they are called, the top. Okay, and out of the next one. So these yarns that we used to cross them on this side, you're just going to make them come to the wrong side. I really hope this is clear. Go to the next one. I'm almost getting to the end. This is where this is the end. And now you're going to fasten it off that way. You see how it looks like now, and you're going to weave in the loose end. Make sure there is no space left, just tighten it. And you're going to weave in all the remaining loose ends the way I'm doing right now. Do the same thing to the rest of the remaining loose ends, and we are done, guys. So this is the wrong side of your work and this is the right side of your work. So you can see this is the top part. There's no curving and coiling at the top, just flat, and you're done, guys. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you on my next video. And if you are new to my channel, please subscribe and click the notification bell. So soon I'm going to post a ruffle hat with this pattern. So if you'd like that, please subscribe and click the notification bell. So see you.